I went way too far on that one. Erps. Erps. Alright, there's the back side. That's why you got to take that metal out to get to the back of the fender, because you can patch it all you want from the front and it's never going to stop until you get back here and fix any of the rust and corrosion. But I'll take this metal out, I'll get this a little bit better, and then I'll grind this backside of the fender out, and then we'll start patching. Hunter, what are you doing, bud? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, Hunter? What? What? This is the neighbor's dog. He always comes over to say hi. We even kept him overnight one night because, I don't know, the owner went somewhere and she left him outside. So we kept him overnight with us. He's a good dog, but he pees on everything. And I hate that about male dogs. Huh. Yeah, but you're a good boy. You love the attention. Okay, back to work. Okay, so I got this side. I used the grinder to grind off the rust. I could grind that forever and it's still going to be rusty. And I don't want to make the metal too thin. So I'm going to stop there. It's good enough for me. And what I'm going to do now is, in the auto detailing world, this stuff right here, Iron X from Car Pro, this is used to decontaminate a car's painted surface prior to detailing the paint. And you would be amazed at what you saw when you spray this on your car or truck or whatever, a metal surface. It will turn the iron deposits on the painted surface purple. When it turns it purple, that means it is essentially eating away at those metal and iron deposits. This stuff works fantastic. I had a white Chevy Camaro, brand new. And I did this, I put this Iron X on it, and man, I tell you what, that white paint just was streaked with purple of all the iron contaminants. This, you know, they say it's from the railroad. When the cars are shipped on rail, the iron from the railroad tracks gets on the paint and just sticks to it. That's why you see cars without the white plastic over it. That's what they're trying to protect against. Those iron deposits get on that paint, they get embedded and they start rusting. So this stuff is amazing. There are many other manufacturers of it, and I am not advertising for this particular company. I'm just saying I've used it many times. I have Adams polishes decontaminant cleaner, and it works just as well. It smells horrible. It smells like rotten eggs, but it works amazingly well. So I spray that on here. Oops, let me turn it on first. I spray it on the metal just to get that iron, those deposits off of there, just to help it a little bit. And you can see some of it turning purple already, especially right here up in this area. It's turning purple. So I let that soak in there a little bit. Like I said, it smells nasty. Blah. Nasty. I'd spray it on the truck, but you'd never see it with it being red. That's what it does. It's pretty cool. I love that stuff. It works really well. I don't know if it's intended for this. I don't think it is, but it's just a way for me to get all that rust off of the surface before I paint, or before I continue. So I'll go ahead and continue grinding this side, and we'll come back. All right, we are cleaned up here. I sprayed the inside off with water after having used the Iron X. And yeah, I know water on bare metal ain't good. but whatever, we'll wipe it up afterwards. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the inside of this for a rubber coating, and I'm just going to sand the inside, rough it up a little bit. It's November. Why are you chirping, bird? It's freaking the end of November. All right, the inside of the fender has been prepared. As you can see, it's all black. I have no expectation that that Rust-Oleum or that Duplicolor corrosion sealer will do anything for this, but it will at least put a barrier between the elements and the metal. So next step is to go ahead and get this patched, and I have the metal mesh that I'll put in here to build this back in. I hope I have enough. I don't know that I do, but I'll go ahead and do that, get it patched, and we'll go from there. And truth be told, I already did it to this side. So I thought this side was actually the worst side, but it looks like they're about the same, because this had a big old patch in here and another spot right over here that was patched. So that side's done. It turned out really well. I'm very happy with it. Just got to sand it, prime it, and paint it, and then we'll do the same to this side. But it's going good. All right, here we go. We got the oh, I got a different stuff this time. Oh well. So I got the putty. We have fiberglass cloth, which I don't know if this is any good. I don't know. But I do have the metal screen. I don't have enough to patch everything. I don't think I have enough. But this is leftover from the other side when I did it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half, stick it up there, and then if I have to, I will reinforce it behind with the fiberglass cloth, just for added strength, since I cut all that fender out and it's you know, definitely not as rigid as it used to be, but that's okay. All right, let's go. I took my piece and cut it up, and I put a little bit of an angle on the bottom of it. Maybe you can see that. That way it can sit on the fender on the inside. I just take it and place it right in there, and then when I put my putty in, I'll putty down here as well as up into here and kind of lock it all in together that way. And I think I am going to take that cloth, that fiberglass cloth, behind all of this and just put one big piece behind it, just to add a little bit of rigidity. I know it's not much, but it'll be something to help it. So I'll go ahead and get the putty mixed up and get it in there. All right, batch number 2. I can't see, it's so sunny out. I'm sure my hand is in the way, but you know what? I gotta do my work, so oh well. All right, that's the end of my first quart of Bondo. Let's get more mixed up. This is as far as I'm getting with this today. It is far too cold out. I know it probably doesn't look too cold, but it's a little cold here. So I got it patched to the point where you know, this is like the first second coating on this, and then on the inside we got her patched up pretty good. I did a nicer job on this side than the other side. I wanted to make this look a little bit better in here, not for any reason other than personal pride, but that's going to be good for now. Maybe tomorrow I can get another coat on, maybe a couple coats on, so long as it's not too cold. And then in between coats on that side, I went ahead and started sanding this side, and it's pretty good. It ain't perfect. I'm not going for perfection here. I just want my truck to look like it's not a rusted piece of metal. But there's a couple small spots. I think I'm going to get some glaze and put on here, because these smaller spots, and here's metal showing through, so I don't want to put on a whole lot, but there's places that need filled in. But it's not too bad. I am actually kind of surprised at how smooth it feels, but I know that once you put paint on it, that it's going to show every little wave and imperfection. But again, I don't care. I just don't want it to be rusted. So I'm happy with it. It's looking good. Until next time. after using the proper tool for the job, which is that sanding block, it has revealed some obvious places. Of course, that was a big chunk in the mix I made. But here's a low spot. Here's another one. There's a high spot. This here is just different colors in putty. So it looks really good. That was with what was that? 220 sandpaper. So it gave it a good scuff, and it's a good first sanding. A lot of low pits here that need to be filled in, but I'll get that glaze and put the glaze in there. So I am very, very pleased with how this turned out. There's a little spot right there I need to knock down, but it feathered in pretty good. It feels awesome. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm not going for perfection. Just put glaze in there and it should smooth that out. But I'm happy. Looks good. I am not a professional auto body person by any stretch of the imagination, but for driveway repair, yeah, that'll work. It's supposed to rain here in a little bit, so I think I'm going to have to call it quits for today. Actually, I'm going to give this other side a sand with the block and see what I can do. This here's sanded it too much, and there's a big old divot. You can feel the difference between the putty and the metal here. It's quite large. That would stick out like a sore thumb. So, block this, and hopefully that'll be it. Then I can move on to primer at least before it rains. Alrighty then. So I got the truck put back together. I got the wheel back on because I need to drive it. But I just finished putting on the new blades truck. And my goal with this is to sand all that right back up. Because I just want to fill in the small holes. And yes, buddy. Hi. Camera? Yeah, it's a camera. Hi. Hi. What else can you say? That's what I thought. You gonna go play in your truck? Sure. Sure. Okay. Say bye. 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 All right. So the goal is to just have a nicer transition right here along the edge. And there were a couple of little places that weren't very good, but man, I tell you what. I sanded it with the block, you all saw it, and then I wiped it down with mineral spirits, and that makes the surface really glossy. Not like water, but it makes it look like it's been clear coated, and it looked pretty good. It looked really good. I saw a little tiny wave right here, and then there was another little tiny wave, I think it was right in here, but it turned out really well. So I'll go ahead and let this dry, get it sanded, and I want to at least get this side primed today because it's going to get colder.